I just like the sound of it. I just like the sound of it.
You.
Mic is up. Testing lay mic. Let me know, guys, if the mic can be Gucci. I just trying to load on my page, so give it a second to live.
Oh wait, is it live now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, classic Greta.
I'm sorry.
They're kind of normies. So. It takes like half an hour to get it actually working, just, you know. No, I'm joking. It takes like 30 seconds.
It's gonna be full of cringe.
I'm not gonna be able to laugh at all. My voice is so.
I just look legit. The one moment you actually start doing something that glitches.
Fun.
Good times.
Wait, you're not.
I'm gonna watch it on the actual page.
I'm not gonna. Okay. Oh wait a second. This chair is squeaky, Ethan.
Chair is very squeaky.
It's a squeaky chair. Alright, I'm gonna. Oh, there. Wait.
Oh, that's weird.
Now it's working.
Okay.
Wait. Hello. Audio test. Please don't be lagging.
Oh.
Oh, it's
Jeez.
playing over here. Alright, we're good. Cool. Chat box, speak to me. Let me know if it's looking good for you guys. If the audio's bad, let me know. If the video's bad, let me know. If everything else is bad, let me know. Comment who's here. Alright. We got one watching. Share with everyone. You know the drill.
Okay.
I shared it on Discord, but none of them.
I shared it with one
They're all
person.
fools.
I forgot.
So yeah, welcome guys to the full Mandalorian discussion, full series discussion. I want to start this video off by saying heads up to Star Wars Theory. You guys should know him. If you don't, go find him. But he's going through a tough time right now. He's getting death threats and rape threats, and it's really disgusting, quite frankly. And I just kind of wanted to offer this stream up for him, and keep him in your thoughts and prayers, guys, because he's like one of the best creators out there. So no one deserves to go through that, especially him, with all the work he's gone through. And the second thing I wanted to say is that The Mandalorian is a TV show with some mature themes, including mild swearing and violence, oftentimes bloody, thus not always intended for children under the ages of 13. Therefore, since we're discussing that in this video is also not meant for children under that age. Thus, this video falls under the COPPA policy, etc., whatnot, because this is not for children. And if you're a child and you watch this anyway, then your parents are doing something wrong. Not me. So, yeah. Alright. This is Greta.
Hi.
Her voice is dead because she's sick. She doesn't normally sound like that.
I'm not sick.
She's not sick. She's just...
I woke
Dying.
up like this.
Yeah. That's what they all say. This is Caitlin.
Hello. There.
General Kenobi. So we got Medieval Bricks in the chat, but he wants to skirt so that he doesn't get spoiled. Yeah, hello.
Wow.
You probably do want to
Yeah,
skirt
that's a
because
good
you
move.
probably don't want the big spoilers. But so
Ooh.
I'm gonna bounce to Discord real quick, guys, and make sure that people know that we're live so that they'll skirt on over. Hey Blake. Please turn it down.
Please. I'm begging you. I did
I'm
that on
using a
purpose
Rode
today.
NTG4 Plus. It can
Oh,
pick up
geez.
everything.
No, I don't like that. Hi.
Oh,
Create small talk
hmm.
with the world.
Gee, the weather feels great outside.
Does it really?
It does.
It actually is.
It does.
It's pretty great.
Alright, we got 4 watching. Reveal yourselves in the chat as you come along because I'm nosy and I want to know who everyone is.
Nosy.
Yeah.
Fun. So, Caitlin, how was your morning?
Nice. This is turning beyond all.
It's okay. My life is a whole just cringe film.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see from my voice, I guess here.
Alright, Medieval Bricks, you might want to skirt then because we're going to start talking now. So, Mandalorian Season 1 has just wrapped, and I thought it was amazing. I think it was lacking in a few areas. For sure, character-wise, for me personally, it was lacking. But overall, I thought they did a pretty good job with it. And I guess we'll just start with episode 1. So, what were your guys' thoughts whenever y'all first saw episode 1? What were your thoughts going into it and coming out of it?
Well, it was like really exciting to see them start at a cantina because that was one thing that just really like brought back some of like the old school getting arrested and stuff. I don't know. It's just
The bounty hunter.
yeah, the
vibes.
bounty hunters and all that. Let's see, do I have any notes? It was just very like almost mysterious. Like you're like, what is going on here?
Yeah, it's like a whole new world because it's we have never seen this planet before.
Yeah.
And I love the design in the Mandalorian. All of the places look so original. Like I've never seen them before. Even on Tatooine, it looked different. It was like I've never seen it from this perspective. I don't know. They had like such a small life perspective of the whole world that they were portraying, which was really cool. I really liked that. And in episode 1, like they go to that little compound place where Baby Yoda is, and that's it. It was kind of small, but like I feel like that is realistic to the setting and everything. That it's all small life, small world stuff. Also, harboring a small creature.
Yep.
What do you think, Greta?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm not gonna do much talking. I mean, of course, my thoughts going into it, I didn't really I didn't really know much about what I was watching. I heard it was good and I was like, oh, I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, that looks good, I'm gonna watch it.
Hence last night on the phone, you're like, wait.
Yeah.
What time period is this? This is before
gosh.
Clone Wars, right?
Greta.
Yeah.
Greta.
Yeah, I didn't know the time period at all. But
No?
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, I'm not caught up with everything. But
Sadly.
that's why I have you guys here to help me, alright? To help me fit in there. I really liked just the ice. What is that? What's that planet?
The one in the first scene?
Yeah.
I don't know, actually, but it is icy.
I liked his humor.
The fish dude or whatever.
Yeah.
He mentioned Life Day, which is a
Mhm.
callback to the holiday
Yeah.
special, which is fun.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, is
I
the
noticed
holiday
that and I'm just
special
like
canon?
flashbacks.
I don't
from,
remember if the holiday special is canon or not. Because, like, originally it was, but I think they made it not canon. But, like, if they're mentioning all this holiday
Still
special
haven't
stuff,
seen
it seems like it'd be canon, which is frightening.
Oh.
That's very frightening. Timely block. He just screamed Baby Yoda in the chat. That is very timely.
I respect that.
So guys in the chat, let me know what y'all thought of Mando episode 1. I think I loved on that first planet, kind of random, but the little bridge in the ice, you could tell, I don't know, it was weird. It was like, is this planet normally not icy and the bridge was iced over? Because it was like the wooden planks were sunk into the ice, you know? It was so cool looking. Like all of the creative designs of these planets are super cool in my opinion. And I think the aliens in The Mandalorian are much cooler too, because most of them are ones we've seen before.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a couple of new ones, but most of the ones we've seen before, and all the new ones felt really well designed. I feel like in the movies they're honestly lacking. Like episode 9's aliens were so weird.
They're like, oh, just throw on some random costume
The
thing and
ones
push
on
them
that
out
on
the
that
scene.
desert planet, like I kind of like the look of the adults, but the kids were horrifying. I was like, what the hell? It was like, and it had like a child laughter. I was like,
Okay, the child laughing, that was
it was
I
horrifying.
was
And she's like, oh, this is so sweet. I'm like,
no, that is horrifying.
Also, we didn't see any adult ones. Like all the adults had the tentacles. The children were like weird things. They weren't the same species. So, like where
weird things.
Yes. So like what's the whole story? I don't want to know the
They
whole
like
story of that
grow
planet
into
actually,
it.
but like
I don't know.
I don't think it's weird. And there was that one like teenage one talking to her that was the same species as the baby or whatever. It was like, where are your parents? Maybe they're like Ray. They just don't have parents. It's like it rhymes. It's like poetry. It rhymes. But oh gosh, horrifying. But the aliens in The Mandalorian I really like because they also taken ones that we've seen from the past in very small roles. For example, the demon-looking guy in episode 4, I think the one where they go on that big bounty hunter mission.
Oh yeah.
The crew. That guy who looks like a Satan or something. There was
Okay,
one of
whenever I
him-
saw him, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's supposed to resemble something, and I wanted to figure out what it resembled.
Yeah, but there was someone of that species in the cantina in episode 4. Just like whenever they're panning over the whole cantina. So I thought that
Yeah.
was interesting. And now we get to see one of those actually in action. Apparently, it's kind of a brute with a lot of force. So it's cool. Mandalorian episode 1 was directed by Dave Filoni, and you don't know this. She hasn't seen Clone Wars.
I'm sorry.
We're all
okay,
shaming her now.
I couldn't. I'm really picky with animation, and I couldn't get past the animation. I'm sorry. I'll just go die.
Missing out.
Okay. But Dave Filoni is a master of animated television. This was the first time we got to see him make something in live action. And it was... I don't think it was mind-boggling to me personally.
English?
Yeah. Episode 1, it was pretty good. Dave Filoni did direct one other Mandalorian episode 5, the one on Tatooine, and I feel like that one was pretty bad, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So I think Dave Filoni has a little ways to go before he should be handed any more like big live action stuff, because a lot of people just parade Dave Filoni and say live action Dave Filoni, but it's like I used to be one of those type of people, but if you actually think about it, maybe not yet. Like maybe not, you need some time. But the reveal at the end of episode 1, what was y'all's reaction whenever Baby Yoda pulled it? It was like some species age differently.
Oh
and it's
my
Baby Yoda.
god!
I probably squealed and screamed and then died
I died.
from cuteness.
Okay, not only just from the cuteness, but like from the hand, the finger he does, like,
Yes.
oh my goodness. I literally screenshotted it and I was like wanting to post it like on everything.
Yeah, trending
Look at all
more
it
than the
wasn't.
Democratic
I know.
candidates on social media. But yeah, that was very shocking, interesting twist, and it's rather creative because they had to think of something that could nostalgia bait without being just pure nostalgia. Also be something that's interesting and bring the fans back together. And it's really crazy because like this is on the brink of The Last Jedi, which, love it or hate it, it caused controversy.
Yeah.
And I would say The Mandalorian for the most part has brought fans together on the platform of The Mandalorian. Like I haven't seen anyone hating on The Mandalorian yet. I've
Actually,
seen
no,
people
yeah.
who are like, it's alright or it's overrated, but not like it's terrible, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like Baby Yoda was a great way to bring in nostalgia without literally bringing in Yoda, bring in mystery because we have no idea who he is. We have no idea what species he is, where he comes from.
Like, I was thinking about it, and like a really good way to bring in the viewers is with the main characters that they have. A mysterious character that you don't know much about, and you want to figure out more of his past and what's going to happen. And then an adorable character that goes with it.
Yeah.
That's the best way to
Adorable
bring in
as heck.
viewers, quite honestly.
But having them the same character now.
Didn't
That's pretty
happen.
cool. Oh wait. No, what am I thinking? I don't even know.
Are you good?
No. I'm running on 5 hours of sleep.
Okay.
That's a lot.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to it.
Sure.
Running on 10.
But yeah, Baby Yoda was pretty ingenious, I think. By the time episode 1, he meets Queel, the Ugnaught. What'd y'all think of Queel?
I mean, it was really cool to see an Ugnaught again, because, like, it's been so long since...
Greta, do you remember where else we see Ugnaughts?
No. There you
In the
go. I
freezing
haven't
chamber.
seen. Okay,
Carbon freeze.
I haven't seen the actual like movies in like a super long time.
Oh.
Other than like 1 or 2.
Saw it. Hey,
Hi.
love the shirt. Hot. You can just come around this way. General Kenobi.
Whoa.
Yeah, you'll have to hurdle all the wires. All right, we got our fourth
Sorry.
and final person joining us. Nick, who's hurtling all the wires that are in this room. There are a lot of them.
goodness.
Oh,
oh
he's
wait,
stuck.
you got it.
That was
Okay,
terrifying.
we're good.
Squeeze in there.
Yeah.
Oh, also my voice is gone.
Yeah, mine too, so.
Really?
Our voices.
Wow, I'm not the only one.
Alrighty. Can you lower that at all? Wait, hold up.
Okay.
Is that as low as it goes?
Yeah.
Alright. Cool. That's it. Alrighty, so we're talking about episode 1. We're talking about Queel, his introduction. What'd you think of him?
He was pretty good. Like, seeing a familiar alien was definitely cool to see.
Yeah. Because we've never seen an Ugnaught in action. I think they've always kind of been in the background. And stuff. So seeing one as an actual character was cool. And I think his personality, I don't know, it really fit his species for some reason.
Yeah.
He works so well. I was very disappointed, though, whenever... I don't know if it's episode 1 or episode 2, whenever the Mandalorian leaves and Queel stays behind.
That's 2.
Is it 2?
Two.
It's
Yeah.
2.
Because I was like, I want a crew.
Yeah.
I want...
They
I
bring
was
it together.
expecting
They bring it
I was
together.
expecting
Yeah.
them to form a crew.
Yeah.
And they don't do that till like the second to last episode. And I was
Yeah.
like, what?
I was hoping for that, like, the whole season, but the
Yeah.
whole time saying,
Yeah.
they're not going to get to do that.
Yeah, I don't think we were expecting that, but it just turned out to be where no one, all the new characters were just one episode,
Yeah.
and then they'd be gone.
Mhm.
Like Kara in episode 4 or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, they finally introduced this person who's like big in the trailers, and it's like she's gone. Oh,
Yeah.
all right, she's gone until like near the end. But yeah, we kind of just finished episode 1. But did you have anything you wanted to say about it?
First time seeing IG-11 was
Yeah.
cool, but
Oh yeah,
when
he's badass.
when he shot him in the head in the first episode, I was like, they made a pretty big deal
Yeah.
about him in the trailer, but
Yeah.
So
And
you,
that,
you knew he was gonna like come back.
I don't know, like, I actually thought he wouldn't. I thought he wouldn't come back. I thought that was
Yeah.
good of him, because I
Yeah.
could see them doing that with characters just in the show. I don't know. It's only 8 episodes. I could see them doing that.
Okay,
But whenever he really did come back, I was excited.
I thought he was gonna come back because I was like, okay, well
I
they
was
just
thinking
they
maybe.
killed him off, and I was like, he's a robot. They can easily
Okay,
reprogram
Yeah,
him.
like I
and
knew
fix
they
him up.
could, but I didn't
So I
think
was-
they would.
Quite honestly,
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about him as I started getting into the series and they brought him back. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he was in, like, he was a character.
You have like the
Yeah.
half-hour montage of him learning how to hold things.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
kind of exciting.
I love that. I really did. I was
like
like,
the epic music. Cool, I guess, but like this is a lot of screen time. Let's go.
Yeah.
Balance that rock there. But yeah, episode 1, thought it was a fairly solid start. We had Baby Yoda's introduction. What did you think of Baby Yoda the first time you saw him? When, like, some species age differently.
Oh,
He pulls
man.
down the little cloth thing.
Mind blown, man.
Yeah.
It's like how do you even like think of that? Like, Baby Yoda. It's
Yeah.
like what you least expect.
I don't see how they thought of that, because I think, what could shock them and nostalgic at the same time and be mysterious? Like, how did you think of a Baby Yoda? I don't know, that's ingenious. Maybe it's something that Jon Favreau or something thought about years ago. And it's like, finally, my time has come. My time has come. But, yeah. Episode 1, fairly solid start, kind of rocky in some places. I love the line, I can bring you in warm or I can bring you in cold. That's
yeah.
just the gun.
mhm.
And later,
That was
brought
cool.
back.
He's like, that's
Um,
my line.
that's
I'm just
my
like,
line.
yes.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of cringy, to be honest.
A little bit, but
because
I
like,
mean, I still
it
loved
seemed-
it though.
yeah, I kind of loved it, but like it seemed too soon, and also like the odds that someone
Mhm.
would say that. It's kind of like,
He like knew he says that. He's like doing that to like
he
mock
must
him.
have known.
But how? That's the
I
thing.
don't know.
Like,
Maybe he has history with the other bounty hunter or something in the guild.
possibly.
So moving on to episode 2. What was episode 2?
That
I'm
was
blanking, to be honest.
the Baby Yoda big force moment.
Adventure fun times. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Sandcrawler fun times. Episode 2 is low-key filler. But not really. I mean, it did introduce the concept of Baby Yoda having the Force, but that was literally it. And him saving him from the Mudhorn, which was important later
Yeah.
in like the final episode where he gets his signet and everything. So I guess it's important.
It's a little bit slower moving. Like, and just
I mean, a little bit. It's kind of
Yeah.
just
There
like,
were parts
where
I was
are
just,
we
like,
going with
droning
this?
on, and I was like, I don't want to watch this
But
right now. Like,
To be honest, I still enjoyed it. Just
Mhm.
because,
oh yeah,
like,
of course.
I thought it was fun. Even though it kind of drug and was kind of like, where are we going with this? It was still fun to me. And seeing all the Jawas. And I loved the Sandcrawler chase. I loved that so
Yeah.
much. Where he's just like throwing them out the windows.
Yeah.
I loved that so much. I was like, well, he doesn't care. He's not afraid to do this. So. And I liked the music too that they were playing, the dun 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 dun, dun or whatever.
I
Yeah.
listened to that like a lot. After I saw that, I was like, I was listening to like the whole soundtrack. I was like, just vibing to it. I was just vibing.
I don't remember who directed episode 2. Maybe someone in the chat can remind me or something. But I think they did a decent job. The egg bit, low-key frightening. Whenever the Jawas were like,
Oh.
and cut it, and we're just like,
Oh my
passing it
gosh.
all
Oh
around.
my gosh, it was kind of.
I was
That
like,
was
this
just-
is a cult.
So we eat eggs. Yeah.
But I mean, like, sure. Also, the Jawas had red eyes, which is kind of weird.
Yeah,
Kinda like,
they had
usually
like
like a
red eyes,
yellowy
gray
color.
robes.
it seemed like just change for the sake of
Yeah.
change. But it wasn't Tatooine. So
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense. Like maybe there are different tribes of Jawas. Maybe like the ones we see on Tatooine are like Junlin waste Jawas, and then there are other Jawas or something.
Egg eating
You know.
Jawas.
Yeah.
Egg.
That's what they live for.
The egg. Yeah, that episode was kind of whack.
Mhm.
But it's also interesting. Baby Yoda was able to force the entire Mudhorn. That's insanely powerful. Like, yay, child.
It's 50 years old.
I mean,
But-
yeah, he like
Like.
Also, I don't see how the Mandalorian killed him with like his knife like this big in his neck and just like dies.
like that's
Mm,
I feel like the
Giant
Mudhorn would
animal.
have like skin like this thick. Like you'd have to
Yeah.
like get really
Yeah.
into it to
Yeah,
kill
I
it.
feel like it would, but you know, oh well. I mean, it
That-
seems like
that's
a
it,
simple
that's
thing
the
that they
end.
could have fixed if he had just like maybe pulled out a blaster and shot it in the eye instead or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. Also, I feel like he totally should have died whenever his chest plate was already like this, and the Mudhorn just slams his horn onto his chest and crushes him into the ground. Like
Yeah.
every bone in your
that
body will be
part
broken.
that part actually kind of scared me. Not gonna lie, because
Yeah.
I was like, was like, don't die.
It just yeets him around.
The biggest thing I was concerned about, like, oh no, your armor's broken. Come on, man.
Yeah, that too. It's like, well, there goes that. But all right. And then he fixes it like next episode. It's like, how? So it's completely mangled. But convenience, you know. I do like how he does lose though a couple of times. So like on the sand crawler, he gets to the top and all the Jawas like and shoot him and he falls off.
I was
Which
a
is
little,
kind of disappointing at the time.
yeah,
but
I was
like,
a little insulted by that. Like, this
it
is
does show that he can
Mandalorian
lose.
to Jawas though.
I mean, like that is fair. It seems like he could have just gotten like a flamethrower,
Yeah.
just burn them. all.
Like him losing a fight, like in like the Bounty Hunters episode, like that would have been like understandable, but like a bunch of Jawas.
To Jawas.
Come on, man.
They caught him by surprise. And I gotta say, the cinematography with episode 2, the whole Mudhorn fight was beautiful. I think where the music was really loud, he was like acting dazed, and the sun kept coming up from behind his helmet, you know,
Yeah.
like, blinding the whole camera.
Okay, I was watching it with both earbuds in, and it wasn't like AD 8D. Oh my gosh, I can't speak.
1080p.
What?
What?
Sure, I don't know. I have
High
those
res.
there. It's 8D.
HD.
No, 8. Like the letter.
Oh, the music.
Number 8.
Oh, yeah,
and
yes,
the-
yes. Oh, audio. I was like, what are you saying?
Sorry.
Okay.
It wasn't like 8D, like where it like switches between different earbuds, but it did sound really cool. Just like because you can like kind of hear like behind you. I don't know. You'd have to like listen to
No,
8D.
yeah,
like,
I've heard it.
Okay.
That Stranger Things song in 8D that you said
Yes.
a while back.
that was really good.
And some other random stuff. But yeah. So episode 2, Mudhorn Fun Times, and then he leaves Squeal, which was big sad.
I've spoken.
Yeah, I have spoken.
So we should.
Also,
that's
the
how we
actor
should
of
end the
Queel's
episode.
like,
Yes.
actor of Queel's like over 6 feet tall, but somehow movie magic, he's not.
That sounds like they made it a lot harder for themselves.
Yeah, probably, but I mean, he's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah,
They
it was worth it.
Yeah, they could have had him voice him, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's probably like a body double whenever they show him from the back, and then like front is just movie magic, probably.
Yeah.
And then after that, he just flies into space, right? He's got Baby Yoda. But what is at the end of the episode? Baby Yoda doesn't really do anything significant, does
No.
he? Yeah, he's dead because like he forced
Oh,
the
that's right.
Mudhorn, so he's just like
He's like asleep.
Yeah.
he's sleeping.
He'd be tired.
In the spaceship. So episode 3. What does that one start with? Is that the one that starts with "I'll bring you in warm, bring you in cold"?
It's starts where him like bringing Baby
Yeah,
Yoda to
he's
the
turning him in.
Imperials.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah. This is the whole compound episode. This was a really good episode.
Yeah, this
Oh
was like
man, this is
this
like
was my favorite.
This
episode.
was
probably
the
my
best
favorite
episode.
episode.
By far.
Yeah, this one was directed by Deborah Chow, who I haven't never seen anything from except for this and episode 7. But she is directing the Kenobi series. So
Yes.
I'm very excited about that
Ooh.
because
'Cause episode 3
they
was
chose
good,
the best
then-
director
It's
for
gonna be
sure. Out of all the ones that worked on the Mandalorian, so I'm very excited that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Episode 3 was filled with a lot of good twists and
There
turns.
was, yeah.
I feel like he gives Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda's going into the little hallway thing and stuff. and-
Okay, his
It's
face.
crazy.
It was,
Like
oh
smiling.
my gosh, it was so
Breaks your
sad.
Don't let them
Yeah.
take me, Daddy.
And it's interesting because Dr. Pershing or whatever his name is,
Doesn't
the
matter, he
doctor
died.
guy.
Yeah.
Pershing.
Fringe doctor.
He has an emblem of Kaminoan cloners,
Yes.
and he's very interested in Baby Yoda. So is Baby Yoda a clone?
Oh,
I
it's a good theory.
would believe that. That makes a lot of sense.
So, and with Rise of Skywalker spoilers, clearly you can create a Force-sensitive thing. Or at least clone one. But I don't know if I entirely like that idea. But they did it in Force Unleashed, and I think it's alright, I guess. It's just kind of weird. But I think I'd be okay with it. I would personally prefer if he was his own creature, though. Baby Yoda. I don't want him to be a
Yeah.
clone.
Or are they planning on cloning him? Is
That
maybe
could
that
what
could
be-
be true.
That
Yeah.
could be true.
Because maybe that's why they're like, we need to like They're
'Cause
so
he's-
powerful, we
He's
need to,
all
like,
forcey. We need
gather
the
him,
Yeah,
keep him,
'cause
clone him.
Yoda's species is rare, but every one of them is force sensitive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They're-
from what we've seen, anyway, we've only seen
they're
3 of them
extremely
now,
versatile.
right? Yoda, Yaddle, and
Yeah.
And Baby Yoda.
Yodling.
Yonder.
That's his name now.
I'm also sad they never named him. They never
Yeah.
gave him a name.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't really mind that.
No,
The
really?
child.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
he was
just call him the
The
child.
child.
And then at the end they
Name's
call him
Child.
a foundling. I was like,
Okay, Foundling hit me hard.
I was like,
Ugh.
he just flips table.
End of season 2, he's gonna have his own Mandalorian armor.
That's gonna be so weird.
Oh my god. Okay, no, I really hope they don't do that.
No.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't want
want
to see him as a Mandalorian. I like the
No.
concept of him being in the tribe, but like I don't want to see him as
Yeah.
a Mandalorian, like with little like gauntlets, and
No.
whistling birds and stuff. It's just
His
like,
little helmet
He
with
has
ear holes
his-
poked out.
He has his own like talents and like uniqueness of his powers and stuff. Cause like,
yeah. I mean, whenever the
No.
Mandalorian adopted him, he probably didn't think, oh, you know, this is gonna be a baby forever. So he's probably like, yeah, I'll just raise this until it's old enough to be a warrior. But like, no, it's probably not really gonna happen.
yeah, cause he doesn't know what Yoda the
Yeah. I mean,
Child.
he does know that he's 50,
yeah,
which should give him a hint that it's
Yeah.
not gonna happen very soon.
but like he doesn't know if he's gonna like have like some weird like growth spout or something like that. I don't know.
But yeah, so episode 3 turns him in, and I love how he asks, you know, like, what are you gonna do with it? And what's his name? What is that guy's name?
I can't remember.
Wait, what?
It's not the Imperial guy.
Is
Imp.
it like
Just call him Imp.
Because I wanted to say
I don't know.
Grief Kargan, but that's the
It's something like
Grief Kargan isn't him. Grief Kargan's the other guy, played by Carl Weathers, the guy who gives Mandalorian all of his jobs.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, even I'm rich. That guy. But I love this guy's response where he tells him like how improper, basically,
Yeah.
of your type to be interested in such a thing. It's like the deal's already done. You've been paid, and I've received my item. Like, how dare you even request to know anything more? I was like, dang, like it's accurate because that's like it's true. I don't know. It's a nice insight to that world.
I mean, he's already paid.
Yeah.
You can't really like do much. They already have the bounty, so I mean,
Yeah, and then after that, he goes to the little forger.
Wait.
with the basketball
And
stuff.
get some dummy thick armor.
Okay, that was I love those scenes whenever they're making armor.
Yeah, he
Yes.
does like the flashbacks and
Like,
stuff.
So good.
And then build up and stuff.
Put it on blast.
But then they
volume.
put him. His parents put him into the bunker, and I'm kind of like, why aren't you going in there with him?
That's what I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they reveal that in episode 2, in season 2. Like maybe his parents were actually doing something, and like he learns more about his parents, and then like discovers stuff. Like his parents were actually involved with like the Empire or something, or like the Empire's forming, because like all that took place in like the late stages of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah, 'cause
they
it was-
could
it
have
was
still
super
been
battle
involved.
droids.
The flashbacks do. So
Because like they were using super battle droids. Which
yeah, it's
kinda
definitely
confused me a
late
little
Clone
bit.
Wars era. Because the Mandalorian's probably like 40, and it's set right after Return of the Jedi, which is about 22, 23 years after Revenge of the Sith, which is the end of the Clone War. So big brain time. It's like 50, 60 years ago was the Clone Wars. So that probably wouldn't, right?
That sounds like a little too much, but
Well, if he's like 40 and he is around after. Wait. Yeah, that is too much. I'm big dumb.
because I feel like the
Yeah.
Empire wouldn't have lasted that
So
long.
right, it's only been right. It's only been like 25 years since Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
So since the Clone Wars. So yeah, he definitely would have been around during the Clone Wars. So that could have been in the heart of the Clone War era, whenever he was found. But in that case, he might have. I don't know if he'd be found by the Death Watch or by the Mandalorians. Because in that flashback, they kind of looked like Death Watch.
Yeah,
they were all blue.
blue armor.
I was like,
It's like, is that Death Watch?
But the Death Watch weren't really Mandalorian. Strictly, Greta so lost.
I know.
I am. I'm
They
sorry.
mostly just like wore the armor.
Yeah, they were kind of just an extremist group. But either way, it was Clone Wars-ish era, I think it'd be interesting to learn what his parents were doing, to give more explanation as to why they couldn't have hid at that moment. Maybe they needed to go somewhere, etc. Stormy Brick says there's a corner on the table. Wait, what do you mean? What, like right here? Like the corner? What? The table has 4 corners, Stormy. Wait, is it really a round? Oh, is it really a round table? There's a corner on the table. I'm sorry. Okay.
No,
I will change that. No, he's talking about how the title of the video is round table, but it's a square, a rectangle. I'll change the name to rectangular
I didn't
table.
notice that. How could you, then? Come on.
Rectangular table discussion. But yeah, I want to learn more about his parents and stuff, because that's just kind of dumb that they would just die and leave him in there. Thanks, Jeff. Stormy Bricks, you high? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm just kidding. I'm not yet. What?
Move along. I wish the Mandalorian was in Rise of Skywalker, says Stormy Bricks. I don't.
Yeah, I'm glad he wasn't, to be honest.
He would have been tainted by the horror of that film. No.
That would have been scary.
Well, if he was, that would mean, because currently he's like 35. Let's just say he's 35. Or actually, let's just look up Pedro Pascal and to see his actual age.
I wanted pictures of Pedro Pascal like through the whole thing because I didn't want to see his face.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I
yeah,
did at
I
the
didn't
beginning of
look
the
at
series.
I didn't look
Yeah.
at him either.
Really?
No,
Wow.
I had no
yeah,
idea.
I already seen him. But okay, so Pedro
That's what
Pascal's
was kind of disappointing.
Pedro Pascal's 44 years old. Yeah, the Mandalorian isn't as hot as Greta wanted him to be.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay. It might have been just that scene, but I thought he was gonna be more.
He was all
attractive.
roughed up. He had like blood on him. He's like, "Oh, I'm dying."
I know.
But
I'm sorry.
if that's not hot, I don't know what is.
See,
My
I'm not
socks are
alone.
on, but I'm just saying that was low key, no homo, but kind of okay. Anyway, okay, so Pedro Pascal is 44 years old. So if Mandalorian's 44, let's just say it's 44. Rise of Skywalker happens. What is it? Like 35, 19. Let's just say around 35 years after Return of the Jedi. In which case he would be like 80. So, I don't think that. I mean, Mandalorian could have a cameo, but he would literally be sitting in the corner, like in a chair, with his helmet just on, like.
All crippled up.
Or
Baby Yoda is his caretaker.
yeah, but I don't know. I think that'd be really weird because also that would define a definite position for the character in his life. So like they wouldn't be able to kill him off in the show. They wouldn't be able to do a lot of things with him because they would have to, whatever they do with the Mandalorian from here on out would have to live up to that random cameo that he had.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
Baby Yoda must die in a series with the title The Last Jedi to make sense.
Baby Yoda dies.
You're not wrong entirely,
I
yeah,
will
but
forever
then
wanna
again,
play
It's
it.
where
nothing
everything
about the
goes
last,
downhill.
nothing about The Last Jedi makes sense anyway, so yeah, I don't care. Because also, like, what is Kylo Ren? He's like in between, but like at the same time, kind of leaning towards Jet. I don't know. Disaster of a sequel trilogy.
I mean, it would make sense because Baby Yoda's death would be tragic and
Yeah.
Build up for The Last Jedi.
exactly. I don't even have to say anything.
Yeah, I would care about the title more if there was more Baby Yoda behind it. But yeah, anyway, back to episode 3. He abandons Baby Yoda, and I love the episode's called The Sin. Very interesting. And then of course he gets back to his ship and he sees the little knob that Baby Yoda had removed, and
God.
he's about to grab
I
it and
saw
it's not
that,
there.
and
I
I'm
was
just
like,
like,
So many tears.
Oh, it's so sad.
and then he's like, the music just pumps into full gear and he just slams it into park or whatever. I don't know. Ships are kind of trippy. Like anyone can steal them. You don't need keys. Everyone just jumps in a ship and just flies away. It's like, this isn't safe at all. Like, why don't you lock your door or something? Like, okay. But yeah, I love how that music blasts and he just storms back into the town and finds the music changes to all sad and he sees the cradle in the dumpster. And big sad.
I saw that and I was like, did they kill him?
Yeah, I was wondering.
What the heck
I was
is
wondering,
happening?
Like, is that just the setup for like what's going to happen throughout the series now? Is he going to be like all remorseful for Baby Yoda's death? But And then he just gets him back, which is kind of like, yay! Because it's something that, if it wasn't Baby Yoda, I might be like, oh, I kind of wanted that character twist. But it was Baby Yoda, so it's like, I want Baby Yoda. I need him. I need him back. I'm so mad at those Scout Troopers in Episode 8 who were
They
like...
will never work again. Those two guys will never get a job again.
I mean, they hit him so hard. I was like, you're going to break his neck.
No, whenever he was like, it's so quiet. Did you kill it? He was like, I didn't hit it hard enough. I'm like,
I was like, what?
I would have died.
Do you know who Tag and Bink are? Any of y'all? No, some of you guys watching might know who Tag and Bink are. Those two bumbling stormtroopers. They had like a comic strip series, and they were written into like the whole series to where, remember in Episode 4 they follow that random TIE fighter to the Death Star. They're like, where is this TIE fighter going? It shouldn't be this deep in space.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the Star. The whole comic strip sets it up as Tag and Bink are inside that TIE fighter, and they're completely random people with no idea what they're doing.
That's pretty great.
And they accidentally go to the Death Star, and they have like this whole series, and they're the ones standing guard whenever Obi-Wan's turning off the control panels. They're like, yeah, hell yeah. And I think one of them's also the guy who hits his head on the thing. But anyway, there's like this whole theory now that like those two stormtroopers are Tag and Bink, because they just seem like they would be, to be honest. They'd have to be so old now, but you know what? Emperor Palpatine's like 100 something and whatever. But
What I loved is in that last episode where they're like trying to shoot the cannon on the ground. They finally acknowledged that.
Oh well.
Whenever he looked at it, I was like really hoping that like Yoda was making them miss. And then
be
like whenever
funny.
he put it, whenever he was looking in it, I was really hoping that he just like let it go and it just shoots him in the face.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that missing thing. But Episode 3 goes back and he raids the whole compound, skirts a bunch of stormtroopers. There's some very creative deaths.
Yes.
And then the backup comes in.
Yeah, and then by the time he gets to the street, all the guild surrounds him and they're like, give us the package, Mando. And then
He's
they
like, heck no.
just open fire on him and he jumps in the little droid cart and the droid's like not able to drive because it's programmed. I love it. He just puts the gun to his head as they drive. And the droid's like, but I guess it kind of doesn't make sense because of programming. But like we've seen in the past where droids have evaded their programming due to threats. Like C-3PO does that all the time.
Yeah.
This would be quite against my programming, and then something blows up and he's like, ah! And so, yeah, but I think that's different than the dumb droid in The Rise of Skywalker who belonged to an Inquisitor who was like, I'm an abused puppy, I'm gonna turn good now. That's not how that works. But them avoiding like that sort of action stuff makes sense. So I thought that was funny where he's just like, drive.
That really sad, like really emotional part whenever
Yeah,
they were
like
just
staring at
opening
Baby
fire and
Yoda.
he's just staring at Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I didn't know what was gonna happen because that guy was sneaking up behind him and stuff.
I was like, stop. Don't take another step, please.
Stormy Breaks say, are we going to talk about how in episode 8, the Mandalorian, the droid stood up and started vibing? Wait, what?
What?
What scene?
Did I-
The
my
R2,
gosh.
the R2 thing on the skip.
yes.
That was
Oh my
That
gosh, that was so
frightened me.
weird.
I was like,
It's like-
What was
Uncomfortable.
that?
It reminded me
Uncomfortable.
of Toy Story. That,
Yeah, the
Oh my gosh.
It's like, oh my gosh, that's
it was
horrifying.
really terrifying. I was like, okay.
Because I was like, oh, he's just a normal droid.
He's
like,
all buried in the
I was like,
coal.
oh, is that
Yeah.
actually
He
he
stood
stood
up
up unit and then stood up. I was like, oh,
Like, you're
okay.
General Grievous, okay. Like that, yeah, that was trippy. Not
No.
gonna lie.
We're not. We're not.
And then it didn't even
Standing
listen
for
up to
that.
them from there on out. They're like, stop the boat, and he's just like.
He just keeps going.
But yeah, so episode 3, the Mandalorians swoop in and just start slaughtering the guild. Mando escapes. He says we have to relocate the culvert or whatever. Which I thought they would do that, but then
Yeah,
later
it's
they show that they're all dead. So I'm like, wait, did they not leave? Like, why did they go back? They know that they're there. That was weird to me. But that like later, episode 3, it was fine, but the execution later was kind of like, oh, okay. And then he gets back to his ship, and we see that Greef Kargan is already on his ship waiting for him, which I really liked. And then he shoots Greef, and at first I thought Greef was dead. I was like, what? already like another main character killed, but then he was alive with the Beskar, and I was like, there we go.
Yeah.
That's good to see because I wanted to see him again. I like him.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that Jon Favreau had a cameo in the show.
As that Mandalorian, because I heard the voice and I thought it was like a Pre Vizsla voice.
Yeah.
Because he voices Pre Vizsla, and that was really. I was like, is this Jon Favreau? And I think he was confirmed to be named Paz Vizsla or something.
Yes.
Like he's the last descendant of Vizsla or something, which is really cool.
I missed that.
Yeah, they don't say his name in the show. I think
Is
it's like
that-
some extended universe.
Which episode is that?
Episode
3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for that.
Whenever he's getting all his new armor,
Yeah,
and
he's
they're all like fighting him for it.
He's the one with the big machine gun.
Yeah, the big heavy duty dude who was flying with the jetpack at the end. It was nice seeing live action jetpack Mandalorian.
Yes.
It's just
That
all
was
beautiful.
so cool.
Um,
Whenever I saw that part, I didn't even know that he was gonna get one. But like, I was like, "Where's Mandalorian's? Like, where's his?"
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
he
at the
should
end,
get
he's like,
one.
"I need one of those," and then at the end, he finally gets one.
He
I was
gets
like,
one.
"Yes!"
Whenever he
Fulfilling the look.
whenever he like put it on for the first time and actually was like didn't have like any training with it,
Yeah.
and you just like went off on it. I was like, okay,
Um,
little first time flex there.
Yeah. So yeah, after that episode, he just kind of took off. The whole planet was in disarray. I love that planet, by the way. Like the whole design of it. It's like a lava planet, but like half lava planet. It's not
Yeah.
just like full lava. It's like half and half, which is kind of beautiful. And there's some stunning shots on that planet. I just love them so much. So episode 4 is an oof, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This one was directed by what's her face, Dallas Howard. What's her? Well, something Dallas Howard. Why am I blanking? Ron Howard's daughter, the person who plays Claire, I think, in Jurassic World.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, her. She directed this one, and you could see a lot of the Jurassic Worldness coming out.
Yes.
Because you could tell she was definitely inspired by the work she did there. Because the way that they're tracking down the ATST in
Yep.
the woods like a dinosaur, and the shot panning over their back showing the footprint of the ATST, and then ATST running in the dark beside them, just like the T-Rex did in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of similarities there, but I thought it was executed well. I thought it made sense. I like how they made the ATST feel like a giant threat, like a huge threat. I loved its red eyes and stuff.
But just like overall, the episode didn't have too much.
The episode was
It
I didn't
introduced,
like
the is it
Cara Dune.
Cara Dune. It introduced her, and that's
Yeah.
like
I think that was the main
That
point
was
of
the
it,
main
and then they
point.
recycled that Seven Samurai
Yeah.
plot, which I'm so tired of. I love the plot, like it's a good plot, but they used it in a Clone Wars episode, which I was okay with. It was to honor the Seven Samurai creator, because it even said at the beginning, like, to honor him, because I think he had just passed away or something. And then, of course, Magnificent Seven is the Western that spins off the Seven Samurai plot. So I'd say, like, in our modern day, more people are probably more familiar with Magnificent Seven than they are Seven Samurai, sadly. But it was originally Seven Samurai. And it's just the whole plot where basically a warrior comes into a town for a short period of time and then is kind of forced to stay and help them defend from pirates or invaders or something. Usually with the help of other warriors. So, like, in this one, they had Mandalorian and Cara, and then they had to train the whole army, which is also another trope that they always use in that plot. So I was kind of like, yeah, I'm just going to sit back and relax and watch our characters that I'm enjoying carry out a plot that I've already seen 1,000 times.
oh wait, but Yoda in the soup.
We do have
Okay.
Yoda in the soup.
It brought the
That
biggest
was-
baby Yoda
Like,
meme.
I paused it and screamed. And started it
Same.
again.
Same.
I love that, and
Okay,
Cara has a nice introduction. No, you're good.
I didn't like whenever he just like left Yoda there.
Yeah, where,
he-
where did he
It
leave him
just
again?
shows he's not a good father yet.
Exactly. But like no, whenever
Oh
they're
yeah, at
like
the
in
end
the bar,
he was like, in the bar.
no, in the
No,
bar before they
When
Yeah,
he goes
it's like-
outside.
to look for
Oh
Cara.
yeah, that's true. That was really dumb. It's like, you know,
Because
people
he's
are
like,
looking for
he's
him.
And
like
when-
gives her money. He's like,
Yeah.
watch him, and I'm just
And
like,
when he made him like,
It's not good
I mean, he
for
does
him.
know that people with money are gonna watch him, but also like he got almost sniped at the end. Like you know that it's gonna happen. Stormy Bricks wants a baby Yoda furry. Oh, he corrects it to be Furby. Are you
Oh,
sure?
wait, I'm like,
Are you
bro.
sure you were correcting that? Furby, bro. I haven't heard the name Furby in quite a while.
Oh, I had-
Do y'all remember
I
Furbies?
had a creepy
Yes.
Furby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
They were
they're kind of horrifying.
weird, to
Like
be
the ones
honest.
without the electric eyes,
Like
like
the
the
owl
actual
thing.
eyes.
Oh no!
Those are
Those are
trippy.
terrifying.
I know. I had some.
But at the
Oh my
end, it was dumb
gosh.
that he was gonna leave him there too. 'Cause it's like people are looking for him. Also, it brings up the whole concept. How do the trackers work?
Yeah.
How does,
did they
like,
have
I
like
get
some of his
that.
DNA in
Nowhere.
it or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or
Like,
was there-
and if they do, why do they
Something
need
like-
Baby Yoda?
Put
Like,
into him?
And like, how did they even like? If it does have his DNA, how did they even get to it? Because it like says like he's
Yeah,
been
I
guarded
know.
for like years.
That's a big
Good
plot
point.
hole. Oof. But yeah, be sure to drop a like, guys. Hit the 10 count. We only need 2 more. And smash that subscribe button. Anyway, yeah. So at the end, he's gonna leave him there, and then of course he doesn't because there's a bounty hunter. And I expected like Kara to probably leave with him. Like, oh
Yeah.
yay, finally form the crew, please. And then Kara
yet.
doesn't, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's the one I did expect to happen. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's like they were saving that for the end, definitely.
Yeah, I guess. I do like the team up at the end, but I
Okay,
wanted it
what's
sooner.
what's that lady's name who he was like staying with?
Oh
or
yeah, I
something?
wanted to talk about her.
Yeah.
She was an oof.
Yeah,
That was
a-
another
I
trope
was
from
just
this
thinking,
plot
like-
where someone in the native inhabitants or whatever will like adopt the person and like fall in love with them. We saw that in The Last Samurai, which isn't a Seven Samurai copy, but there's a lot of samurai-ness in this show, and you might have to like know some more broad knowledge to recognize it. But the whole plot is kind of generally based off this old samurai movie. I don't remember what it was called, but where a samurai actually gets a child and is like protecting it from all these people, and that's like the main general plot.
Lone
And
Wolf and the Cub.
maybe.
That's
I
what
don't
it's
know,
called.
but like, obviously Mandalorian was based off that because the Mandalorian is similar to a samurai. So yeah, of course we have the classic woman who's like falling in love with him, blah blah blah. He wants to take his helmet off, and we're like, don't you dare take your helmet off of her. And of course he
Oh my
doesn't, which is good. But what
But
doesn't
then-
make sense is he takes it off later to eat, and he's like right in front of a
I
window.
know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait,
I was
so
like,
did he
what?
reveal his face? Or
What are you doing? Like,
It's a huge window too,
Yeah.
so like anyone could like literally glance.
there were a bunch of kids
"Whoa."
playing outside. Like,
I know, I
oh,
was like, wait,
her.
is he revealing or is he not? Like, I was,
Yeah,
kept up until
that was.
later.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But
but it does give more background to, like, they can't take it off kind of thing. That's, like, one other thing
Yeah,
in there.
I liked the whole
This is
concept
the
of it not
way.
taking it off, but
the
like
way.
all the him actually taking it off. It would have been nicer if he had like closed the window and then taken it off. I don't know.
At least we know he eats.
Stormy Bricks be like the best episode. It's episode 3
Oh,
or
hi,
6.
Ian.
What's up, Ian?
What's up, Ian?
Man.
Ian, you better smash the like.
Oh, we've
Smash
been
that
killing
like
him.
button.
Okay, so episode 6. What was episode 6? Was that the?
We haven't done 5 yet.
Yeah, I know, but Stormy Bricks
Um,
is saying he liked episode 3, 6. 6 was the one with all the bounty hunters,
Oh,
right?
yeah, and the...
Yeah, that one was
the one
pretty
where
good.
they do that. I
We'll
don't
get
know,
to that
'cause it
one,
kinda,
though.
like,
It's not my
it's a
favorite
little
for
bit
sure,
pointless.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Just a
tough.
little bit.
So
Some
anyway,
great actors in it though.
episode 4. Yeah, that was about it for that one. I mean, they saved the village, introduced Kara. Nothing super
Nothing really
amazing. I don't think. Bryce Dallas Howard, that's her name. Did an insanely good job. I mean, she did well, but like, I bet this is Ian. Bet no, it's hold up. I'll mention it later. Yeah, meh. What'd y'all think of episode 4? Meh, yeah.
Meh.
Enjoyable,
It's
but eh.
enjoyable. It's like
Coming
the
after
plot
3...
is just so overused.
I feel like it was
Yeah.
more of a like like a calming episode
Yeah.
Yeah.
after
like-
it.
What?
Like after all that happens, and then like they settle down in this place, and it's like not too active. It's just like kind of like a calming,
Kinda chill.
get a break. I can't take myself seriously with my voice.
Stormybreak says Mando saving the baby from the Imperials is so badass. I agree. The whole episode 3 Imperial raid thing was just beautiful. I loved it a lot. And all the different weapons he used. He used the flamethrower. He did like
The dissolving gun.
the string thingy. the
I
Spider-Man.
I know what that's called, but I'm blanking. I know what it's called
Call it
though.
a web
Hold
shooter.
up. So, sorry, I'm live streaming, so.
Familiar?
Yeah, that's why I didn't answer.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't start until 2.
Oh my gosh, my voice. Yeah, it is.
I
It is a
can't
good
this
time.
evening. Probably maybe some other time this week though. Okay. Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you later about it. Yeah. He's standing right beside me actually. Yeah, I'll talk to him about it later though. All right, bye. It was John.
Oh.
He's asking me about playing D&D and stuff. All right, sup Mythic General Kenobi. Who's this Mythic kid? Who's this Stormy kid? Yeah, I don't know who either of y'all are. You're both losers. No, I know both of them.
General Kenobi.
All right, so episode 4, kind of meh. Also interesting, Pedro Pascal actually did not play the Mandalorian in that episode.
Really?
Yeah, no, he voiced him, but he was too busy with another project, so another guy is wearing the armor, doing everything.
Yeah, I think that would be like easy because
Not really. Like, there's a lot that goes into that, knowing like how to tilt the head and look, because Mandalorian
That's
has
a
so
very
much. Because
personal.
usually, like, there are characters that have helmets, but never like a main character.
Yeah.
Because you rely on someone's face a ton with acting in film.
Facial expressions.
stuff. Yeah, that's like a
Oh
big
my
thing.
gosh.
Just so you know, Mythic, her voice is dead. We don't really know why, so she doesn't sound like
I
that
woke up
normally.
like this. I don't even know. And I'm out of water. Wait, just
Whose
kidding.
are these people, says Mythic. So this is Caitlin, this is Greta, this is Nick. These are the peoples. Actors, perhaps, says Mythic. Perhaps for the TV show Big Brain Time. Why is it over? Okay. Because it's a terrible setup. Okay. So yeah, episode 4. That's about it for that one. It's meh. It's aight.
I'm sorry.
The Gret. Okay.
The Gret.
All right, so episode 5 was also an oof,
It
in
was
my opinion.
kinda
It was Dave Filoni's second episode, and definitely the weakest of his 2 episodes.
But we got Tatooine.
We did get Tatooine,
that
but
was
Tatooine
episode
felt
5. Okay.
Tatooine felt so dead.
It was very dead.
And like, I guess it is
Yeah.
dead, but like, I don't know. In the originals, it felt so much more alive, especially with the cantina.
Like Luke,
Like, I get it,
Yeah,
the Empire
that's
just fell,
surprising.
and we just recovered from the Empire's rule. But like in episode 4, the Empire was ruling, and the cantina seemed much more boisterous and happy. But like once the Empire falls, it's suddenly like dead. Also, there was a droid running the bar, and remember in episode
Yeah.
4, no droids. So like, what
Well,
happened?
was it the same bar?
What the hell
though?
happened here? Yeah, it was the same cantina.
Okay.
I do believe. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was like the whole big thing about it was the same.
I mean, it looks
Cantina.
different, and like the location seemed a little different to me, but
It was like, oh, here, there's some fan service. Be happy, says Mythic. I mean, I guess a little bit, kind of. But
Right, like
it was so
it's-
underwhelming that it honestly didn't really feel like fan service. It was kind of just here's some similar shots and Tatooine. I don't know.
I
it was
mean,
kinda
Luke does
weird.
not think highly of Tatooine, so I mean, you can't really expect it to be like,
I guess.
oh my
so.
gosh, Tatooine!
I don't know. It's just
It's like when you first see it, it's like it is. Oh my gosh, Tatooine!
to go into
but-
the cantina and not hear it.
I know,
It's just
that
so
was-
weird. And I guess it does
That
make
was
sense because
sad.
that's a good. It's a good, like, well, it's probably like 3 or 4 years after A New Hope. So like, would those musicians still be working there? Maybe they were only there for one day. But I
Yes.
like to think that they worked there, and that was like where they eternally work.
That
we
one
got
so-
the
time
big
was
record deal, and then
Yeah,
we
they-
moved on.
They went to Coruscant for a big thing, big show, big gig.
That's why they were on the
But no, I would prefer them to be still working there like 3 or 4 years later. I mean, I don't know. It's just, the cantina felt so dead, and that was kind of sad to me. But episode 5, he goes, and then this hotshot boy band guy
Oh my
asks him to join his job and everything, and I didn't really mind the concept of that. Like, a young bounty hunter is cool, because like we've always seen more pro bounty hunters, and seeing like someone who's new to it was neat, in my opinion.
yeah.
At first he really did feel like a boy band, the guy, though. Like, that's just how he was acting. Like,
Yeah, he
Very-
even looked
he
like
looks
even
like
he was
him.
trying to be
He had the
cool,
short
and it's
black
like,
hair, the white
you know.
skin. I'm not racist, I'm just saying. Like,
I'm sorry, it's just a typical boy band.
and then I feel
Looks
like
like,
later
can't take
he
him
got
seriously.
better. Like,
You really
later he
can't.
definitely didn't feel as boy bandish, but I just, it's just kind of like, what are we doing?
Still, he looked like a kid, and like Mandalorian's not gonna like
Waste his time.
exactly
Yeah.
waste his time on a kid.
It's like
Yeah.
trying to
Can't
threaten him,
take-
and he's just like, no.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. And then he just takes the job and leaves Yoda with the little
Babysitter.
woman who was also super annoying and weird.
Yeah.
She was in
She was like-
Ghostbusters.
But at the same time, I
who
loved
was she
her.
in
It was
Ghostbusters?
it's pretty
Janine.
funny.
She was the receptionist?
Yeah, I
Really?
think so. Pretty sure.
Wait, what?
Maybe someone in the chat can confirm that or deny
Wait,
that
what?
if the woman who kept Yoda was Janine in Ghostbusters, the receptionist. But that is interesting. I didn't like her in this though. She was
Yeah.
such like, why are you here? Stop.
Yeah.
And then we have what's her face, the bounty hunter
Oh, yeah, that
woman,
one. I don't know.
played by what's her name, who plays May in Agents of Shield. I didn't
Agent
like her.
May.
I didn't like her in this.
It was cool to see that actress.
I forgot her
but
name.
I don't know. It just felt out of place and weird to me. Like, she was kind of just there, and then she was done, and that was it. And then the guy betrays Mando, and it just didn't seem like a huge twist that I cared about at all. Like,
Like,
nothing's gonna come of this.
they both died.
This
I know.
dude's
It
like a
was-
kid.
It was again like a pointless episode.
Yeah, then he gets
Nothing
away with
in-
it.
It doesn't really fit.
There
in
was
the
no
storyline.
development with Baby Yoda at all.
No.
So it's actually probably the most pointless episode.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's called a Mandalorian, so
Yeah, I mean, it
yeah,
is
too
just like,
much Baby Yoda, but
I don't know, Baby Yoda, like, each time something crucial happens with him, the point of Baby Yoda is to bring the Mandalorian to life. Because, like,
Yeah.
with the Mandalorian, we don't really see anything too much about his past. We never get to see his face. And I feel like with Baby Yoda is what brings out his true colors.
yeah.
So, like, without Baby Yoda, the Mandalorian wouldn't work. I don't think. So it's
Yeah, because
something
it
that
brings out
really-
his like sympathy
yeah.
and actual like
brings him alive.
emotions.
He's very protective.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
shows who he is. So with no Baby Yoda happening and nothing else, yeah, it's kind of pointless. And then it ends with him just flying away from Tatooine, I think, with like fuel or whatever. Mythic says Baby Yoda's a character foil for Mando, but also a plot device. I mean, yeah, kind of both at the same time. I would say he yeah, I guess he's not really a character in of himself, as we can't, you know, see his feelings and stuff. But I feel like we can at the same time because we really do sympathize with him. I mean, whenever those stormtroopers were hitting him, I was like, ah!
Oh, yeah.
But mostly just because he's adorable. It's not really because I know his
So
desires and stuff. But I think you do learn a little bit about him. You learn that he's a naive kid who wants to protect the Mandalorian, just like the Mandalorians protected him. Like whenever he started choking Kara. Ither says there's no audio. You probably just have it muted because everyone else is hearing it. Welcome, Ither, by the way.
Hi.
Caitlin, Greta, and Nick. Greta's dead right now. That's why her
am.
voice sounds like Karen from The Office. But
Yeah.
episode 5. Yeah. I think Baby Yoda does count as a character. I sympathize with him. I can see his general goals. He's a young kid. He's a baby who's actually like capable of doing things. Very interesting character. And a solid crew member, I think. Nice addition to the crew. So episode 6 is the big bounty hunter fun times.
Oh yeah.
We get Dave Filoni's cameo at the end, which was cool. One of the guys piloting an X-wing, who was like, they're locking on the gunship or something like that. He directed the Clone Wars, or kind of created the Clone Wars and Rebels and Resistance.
Cool.
Clone Wars is all that matters.
Yeah. I don't remember who directed episode 6. That's important to know, though. Fancy microphone. Thank you, Sophia.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm looking at the director of episode 6. Christopher Yost is one of them. I read that as yeast for a second.
Christopher Yeast.
Here we go. Okay, so episode 6 was directed by Rick Famuyiwa? Question mark. So yeah, I don't really know anything about his other work, but it was interesting how he pulled all these characters together. It gave us more of insight on what the galaxy thinks of the Mandalorian, because we got to see the other characters' opinions of the Mandalorian, because they had all heard about him and stuff. I thought the acting was the white guy who has like all the guns on him and stuff is
Bill Burr.
like Bill Burr. Yeah, he's a comedian in real life, so it's kind of just like, why?
Can you ask?
Because he's
Like,
hilarious.
Why are you here? And he used some mild language, which like I don't care about, but I think it's really weird that they use that kind of more frequently in Star Wars now, because that was
yeah,
never
you
in the
keep it
originals.
Open for all ages.
Like,
You
well, I
don't
mean,
wanna,
it's not even really about the age thing. Like, it just doesn't fit. Because, like, in the originals, whenever they would get
They
shot, Han Solo would be like, that got us, or something like that. Whereas now, Poe will be like, damn it. It's like, it doesn't fit. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder
it's
if,
not
they
like
have,
it's
their
inappropriate,
own
it's just a fit.
swear words, like their own swear words in Star Wars.
Rick was the African American pilot in the X-Wing. Oh, okay, that's cool. Now that they rule, they have the same. Wait. They were for when the
I don't know.
Wait.
It's probably on his way.
What are you saying, Ether? They were for when the rebels were broke. Now that they rule, they have the same ships. I'm a big question mark right now. Why did they blow it up? Yeah, the X-Wings kind of just flew in and blew up the whole place. I guess because it was. Why did they do that? Because it had the tracker thingy.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like they wouldn't blow it up. It seems like maybe they would go in and investigate. Like, let's go take the person out or something. But it was just kind of like, skeet!
Sounds fun to see, though.
Deborah Trout was the female pilot. I don't remember her being in it. But that's cool for sure. Can't wait to see what she does with Kenobi. But yeah, we got to see the cool aliens. I liked the Satan alien. Getting to see one of them in action was cool.
Clancy Brown.
Twi'lek was cool. Bearded dude at the beginning was cool. Yeah, it was a distress signal. Well, it was a distress signal like for them. Yeah, and then they just blow the place up. I don't know. That's whack. But I do like how they lock Mando up in the cage, and then he just comes back and yeets them all. And I like how they don't show what happened to any of them until the very end. You're like, did he kill him? Did they not? And then you see them all in the cage. Like, oh. But that probably means they're gonna come back.
Yes.
I'm sure they'll come back, which I don't mind. As long as it's not,
for
as
revenge.
long as it's not in an excessive amount.
Just all of his enemies at once, just like all at him.
I'm not super intrigued by those characters. So, like, I
Yeah,
wouldn't want
I
to
didn't-
spin off. Or
I didn't
something.
like the girl.
Oh
The
my
Twi'lek
gosh.
girl.
Yeah, I
Oh
didn't
my
like
gosh.
her.
All she did was
Why?
just give weird background info. That
Yeah,
we
it's
wanna
kind of
know.
like I don't need to know. Like, what did y'all do together? I don't want to know. I don't want to
Nobody needs to
know.
know
Didn't
that.
want to know that.
I didn't need that.
I mean-
why are the Twi'leks always so sketch? Like, why?
Yeah, she was obnoxious. She was really obnoxious.
I liked her use of knives, but it didn't really make sense. She was kind of just like, whatever she was attacking with the knife, she was like throwing them. Like, where are these coming from? She's like,
Yeah.
How many knives are in your sleeve?
Mando got out of the cell way too fast. That was really fast.
It
It was
was.
kind of like,
But it was really
Alright.
interesting to see how we did it. I was like, wait, what? And like, it was just really cool to see just what he did to get out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was episode 6. Just kind of fun times, killing some people and trapping some people and saving some people, but not really saving them because then they just died.
I did get really excited.
With Baby Yoda just chilling in the corner the whole time. More no Baby Yoda, no development, nothing really.
The X-Wings, though, that did make me really
Yeah.
excited. 'Cause I was like, wait,
That was
where are
cool
the
seeing
X-Wings?
X-Wings. Mando's not paying for child support. Mando season 2, Mando's not paying child support for his child. Perhaps, like, that's the whole plot line. Twi'lek comes up. By the way, this one here, it's yours. I already got my own over here. They become siblings. But
my
yeah,
God.
no, Mando's episode 6, some decent stuff, but overall, meh. I like how they had to plot out the whole thing of like how they were gonna land on the prison ship, because they always do that. They're always like, well, how can we go in undetected? Blah blah blah. Enter Rise of Skywalker. They have the captain's medallion, which allows them to land on any ship in the universe. That's so dumb. It's like, that's been a big thing in Star Wars, like not getting noticed whenever you're going somewhere. And now they're like, we have a coin that prevents that. Like, the general walks in the hangar bay, whose ship is this? You should have been notified that there was a ship landing on your ship, but you don't, because you got the captain's medallion that fit. Oh my god. But
You
anyway,
good?
no. So yeah, that's episode 6. Episode 7. Where do we go to? What
Here we
time
go.
it is? I gotta make sure we're on
1:30.
schedule. All right,
1:32.
we got 30 minutes. 30 minutes, boyos. Boyos. Oh wait, my Jar Jar voice is dead. Hello, boyos. Okay. All right. Episode 7. No, okay. Episode 7. Stop. The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. I'll get out of here. No, me is not that. Okay. So episode 7, how did that one start?
Not sure how it starts, but
No, didn't it start with like him looking at the hologram message?
Yes.
Yeah, of Grief Kargan being like, we need you back here, blah, 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 blah. Only one boy here. Yeah, Mythic, there's 5 watching, but you're the only one in the chat. Other people, chat. Just say who you are. I'm creepy. I want to know who you are.
Say hi.
I was gonna say.
Go to your alternate
I know
accounts
you
and
do.
get it to 10 likes, okay? Come on.
Literally just one more.
We gotta grow this channel, okay? I'm not streaming on Ethan Network anymore. Grow this channel. But yeah. So episode 7, he gets the message, and then he returns to what's that planet called? No, he doesn't. He returns to Cara Dune's planet
Yeah.
and picks
To
her
recruit
up.
her.
Like, yo, let's go. What did Grief Kargan ask again? Like, what was his message exactly? It was like, we can work out a deal, right? The
Yeah, it
baby
was
and
like
everything.
trying to trick them and then trying to like throw them down,
Yeah.
but it was actually a trick.
So he went to
and-
go get Kara just for protection, more like, I guess, more backup.
And then they need to get the Ugnaught dude for
Yeah, then he went and
the
got Queel.
babysitter.
Speaking of which, all the way
Sorgon.
back to episode 1, something I didn't like was the whole blurred training scene. That was very Disney. It was like,
Yeah.
it was way too fast paced. Like, all of a sudden, he's like training and like the shots from the low angle to the sun and everything, and the inspirational music getting up on the
yes.
blurred.
Then he goes to get
And then he like
Cooley.
touches like its head, like it's
Quill.
touching a
Why does it
dragon.
Cooley?
He How to Train Your
Quill.
Dragon to
I know.
blurred. It's
Oh.
like, all right.
Fish
Oh, then he goes to
Fish
get
Rhino.
Quill and then.
But yeah,
IG-11.
then he gets Queel, and we got all the IG-11 stuff,
Like some
which was
tea.
good, and he goes to Sorgan. What's Sorgan? Is that the planet Queel's on? Probably. But then he goes back to the lava place, which was like Nova's. No, something 4, right? I feel like the ends with a 4. But anyway, he goes back there and meets up with Grief, who has his pirates with him and stuff. And they set out and make camp, and then the dragons attack. I mean, it looked
Okay,
like
where
freaking
did those-
dragons.
where did
I was
those
like,
come
whoa,
from?
okay, all right. I mean, it
Where
makes sense.
did they
It's like
come
a
from? I mean, where do they stay?
lava
Like under.
place, probably, to be honest, or mountains or something. But yeah, dragons just basically invade their campsite, and we get the whole Baby Yoda healing scene where Grief's like, he's gonna eat me.
I know.
I
I was
love
like, he's
that.
gonna eat you.
That's like those
I started laughing.
space frogs.
Space frogs.
Space frogs.
Mythic says the worst parts of the series were the blurred training, the X-Wings, and escaping the cell. I don't know about escaping the cell so much,
Yeah.
but blurred training and X-Wings were kind of like, all right.
I mean, I like the blurred training just because like you could see him failing and like trying to build up to that.
I don't know. It was
But
just
at
kind
the
of
same
like,
time, like he went.
of all the things
too
to fail
fast.
at, it's
It's
just kind of like,
It was
stop.
like it was meant for character development, but it didn't.
It didn't work. It
Yeah.
fell flat on its face for me. Dragons were random move. Yeah, dragons were kind of whack, but I don't mind them too much. I feel like the healing was more random. It's kind of like, all
It was
right.
like they were
And
there.
It
so
was
they
like,
could show the healing.
gee, I wonder why you're releasing this episode early before Rise of Skywalker. Oh, you introduced a new force power. Oh, gee, I wonder where we're gonna see this again. And then we watch Rise of Skywalker. Rey heals the worm. Gee, there's the second time. When's it coming up? Heals Kylo. There it is. Oh, and then Kylo brings her back to okay. Just walks out of the theater.
That was
Concept of force healing is fine, but I think it should only be placed in the hands of very, very powerful Jedi
Yes.
mages who are like
Because it was always
hermits,
a thing.
like to the
Hermits.
point, to the point of being hermits. Like, should only be allowed
Yeah.
to use that.
And
Like,
the
why
Yoda
don't
species.
every Jedi
Because
use
this is
that?
like plot hole.
Yeah, and like the Yoda species.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But oh well. After that, of course, Grief turns his heart, and
He's like, well, it was a try, but then I saw what he could do, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and
All
then
right, I'll change my mind.
he's
Is that-
I fell
like,
for Baby Yoda.
I love
just
it.
the
He's like,
rest
I
of
fell in
us.
love with it now too because yeah.
I feel like
He felt
that,
our
that
love.
entire healing thing was supposed to have kind of like a double concept. First, to show more of like what the baby Yoda's power could be, and then second to like have a random quick change of heart thing.
Well, it was definitely
thing.
to help. It was something that made
Yeah.
Grief change his mind, but it's also just totally setting up for Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
But yeah, after that, you know, they get to the edge of the place and he kills his pirates and he's like, "This was the original plan, but we're gonna do this instead." Queel returns to the ship with Baby Yoda on the blurg. They go to town, and then we have like the whole bar scene and everything. I think it's kind of dumb that the Imperial gets up and it's like, I need to take this coal. It's like, of course you do. Like classic plot thing.
Okay. And one thing I noticed before he took the call, whenever they were sitting down, he was like, sit. The camera shook in a weird way. It
was probably on purpose, like showing the power of the Mandalorian.
No, it wasn't.
Was it not whenever the Mandalorian shut
No,
down?
it was like right before he was sitting down. Like as he was sitting down, the camera more like shook like in a sideways way or kind of something.
I have to watch that.
It was weird, but
pull it
something
up.
I noticed. All right.
It's episode 7.
Yeah.
Episode 7, Mando sitting down.
Mando's sitting down.
Oh,
it's gonna end up taking forever to load.
It's fine. We can keep talking while you pull it up.
Yeah.
Just mute it.
It is muted.
In the corner. It is muted? Okay. But yeah, they go in there. They have the whole conversation with the Imperial guy. I can't believe his name is escaping me. It's not Moff Gideon, no. But after that, of course, Moff Gideon blows up the entire room and just slaughters everyone, which was kind of impressive. I like how they gave him the title of Moff.
Yeah.
So, because that is, Moff. Because we have Grand Moff Tarkin, and he was like the head of the Moffs, and this is Moff Gideon.
Okay, right here. Just watch it. Right? Wait, okay.
Sounds different sitting down.
But it's nice to see that they're carrying on the Empire's roles and ranks and everything with Moff.
Right here. See, it kind of went sideways. You saw it? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it might be an accident. I can't tell.
I don't know, because it went like sideways, like just the slightest bit, and then went back.
Because it went sideways.
Maybe
as
it's
he
probably
took a
just
step.
to give unease
Yeah, because
to the situation.
as Mandalorian took a step, it kind of like shook slightly.
Yeah.
I would like to see the baby. Yeah, he's called the Client. Does he not have a name? I feel like he does, but yeah, I think they do just call him Client most of the time. I love his voice so much. The Client's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would like to see the baby. Why the hell does Gideon shoot a bunch in the room if it's possible to accidentally kill Baby Yoda? Yeah, it's kind of dumb. It's just like, yeah, I know. And then the next episode, they set up the E-Web and everything. It's like, why not just mow them down with 1,000 troops that you have out there? It was kind of whack. But of course, everyone dies. They see Moff Gideon, and the episode ends. Episode's good, I think, just because they bring all of our characters together.
They have a point.
Maybe the pod is bulletproof.
Yeah.
Well, Moff Gideon wouldn't know that, though. Like, for all he knows,
But-
the Yoda could be exposed in there.
Yeah, but still.
Well,
it's like...
he did tell him that it's sleeping. It's like, do you really believe that? But we forgot to mention earlier in the spaceship, their whole kind of argument that they had, and where Baby Yoda chokes Kara, which is nice character development, I think, for Baby Yoda, actually, because it shows us that he's actually does have a drive,
like,
which is
loyal.
to protect the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And I feel like the conflict that in the whole group at that moment was kind of too soon, because you could tell they're trying to develop this as like a group, like all groups always have their little Civil War moment. I feel like it was a little too soon, since we just haven't seen them together before. But it was all right. We will all be quiet. Yeah, we will all be quiet whenever he's like, it's sleeping. But yeah, episode was good just to see all the characters together, I feel like. And it was nice whenever he went to go get Kara at the beginning, and then they show Baby Yoda walking behind him on the wooden planks or whatever. Chilling. But yeah, that...
My everyday mood.
Any more on episode 7? Any more on episode 7?
The ending scene of them showing Quill's body.
Oh yeah, Quill dies.
Oh my
episode
god,
7.
that was literally
Oh
so
my God.
sad.
He was like, Quill, come. Oh, I was like,
Whenever he wasn't responding, I was
he
like,
has
no,
not spoken.
no. He hasn't spoken.
That was sad because
It was really
You were like
sad.
starting to get
Moment of
attached to like his
silence.
character.
the death of
Yeah.
innocence is always the
Yes.
saddest death in shows and stuff because it's the most like unjustified, and unjustified death is what's sad. So I'm not like balling because of Queel, but like
Yeah.
I liked
I
him a
was.
lot. I really liked Queel. He was one of my favorite characters, to be honest. I really liked his character. So it was sad for sure. Those darn stormtroopers. Totally thought Queel was just going to be unconscious. Nah, dude.
I want to bet
Maybe
because
did.
someone thought that Queel was still alive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, so you just told him he was dead, and they're like,
No, we both saw the episode, and it's like, I bet you $5 he's still alive.
oh.
So and then next episode comes around, pay out, man.
Where's that reflection coming from?
I don't know.
Right there.
Oh, whack.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Well, it messes up the lighting on the screen.
No.
Hey, what?
What?
Oh, it's just like the whole thing. Oh, well. All right. So yeah, Quill freaking dies, which was big sad boy hours. Yeah, Mythic, well, you were wrong. So episode 8 starts off with
The
all the
stormtroopers.
previously, and then, yeah, the stormtroopers, which
Okay,
was,
Yeah.
you want to say something about that?
Well, okay, so them being mean to Yoda was bad. Okay, first of all, it was really long, but it was a little bit hilarious.
Yeah,
I was laughing.
okay,
and
so
then
episode
when they
8
started hurting him, though, I was like, hey, back off that baby. Like,
Episode 8.
Our like mama bear like
Yeah.
instinct like kicked in. We're like,
No.
heck no, no.
Episode 8 was directed by Taika Waititi, who directed Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
Oh.
And if you didn't know, he voices IG-11 as well.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I like that introduction with the stormtroopers, actually, the beginning of that episode,
Yeah.
because it's a specific, that the purpose of that scene is actually mostly a specific type of character introduction, which is known kind of as like the gossip character introduction, which happened in one of the Batmans, one of the older Batmans, where we see two criminals talking about Batman. They're like, "Are you sure you want to go out at night?" "Oh, well, like the Batman, it's so scary," and blah 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 blah. And then Batman jumps in, and then they freak out. But like, you never see Batman in the movie. You just hear these guys talking about him. So they're doing that with Moff Gideon in that scene. They're like, "Well, he just wiped out all his troops. Oh, we just got reports that he just killed another dude." Like, "Well, he just killed an officer, so I think we should wait." So they're introducing Moff Gideon through their scene, through the gossip of these two stormtroopers, which was cool. Episode 8. Wait. Mark Hamill voices Boolio? What? What?
Wait.
Are you serious? Boolio's the dude in Rise of Skywalker who's like gets beheaded or whatever. That ran right? Am I right? That's who Boolio is, right? What? Just look up Boolio.
Oh my gosh. It froze.
Just look up Boolio.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Typos.
I know. No, it says.
Boolio actor. Mark.
Oh my
Wait. Oh my god.
What? Wait.
Okay.
But that says he's huh?
No.
Which is
no.
wait,
the
what?
second role in Rise of the Skywalker.
Wait, but that says Patrick Williams. Mine says Mark Hamill just right here straight up.
That's.
This is Trip. What?
Wait.
Why?
No, he just voiced him.
I know, but
Yeah, like-
why?
But he played.
I
like,
don't know.
I mean, he's a great voice actor, but
Win the war. Why?
I guess like he wanted like more stuff to do. 'cause-
Boolio gay. Best freaking character. Wow. Well, thank you, Mythic, for lightening my intelligence.
Wow.
Bruh. Wow. Boolio gang.
Uh,
I vote for that to be the name of our stream.
Julio gang.
Our group name, Boolio gang. Either that or just McClunkies. McClunky. Okay, so you know what the story behind that? It's the new, you know the Han shot first scene? Like, you know.
Wait, what?
Han shot first whenever he's shooting, him and Greedo shoot at each other
Yeah.
in the bar. There's the whole argument of whether or not Han shot first or Greedo shot
Yeah.
first. And there are all these different versions of the movie where like, first it was Greedo and then it was like, they changed it to Han, then they changed it to both of them, etc., etc. They're constantly changing that scene. And now, whenever they put it on Disney Plus, the new Disney Plus version, they changed it again.
Yep.
Where before Greedo shoots, he says
It's like-
McClunky. Because like his language is already weird. It's like Kaposhka. Like that's what he says
Yeah.
shortly before. That was his last line, but now he says McClunky. It's so weird. And there's a deep fake on it actually. I gotta look it up.
Oh my goodness.
It's like.
We have like 10 minutes just by the way.
Okay. It's gonna go to a
12.
certain moment. It's so beautiful. Have you ever seen deep fakes like from Kaleido,
Yes.
where they'll show an act like it looks really like the actor? So I'll show you. It's like,
When I first
here
saw
they're
them, I
playing,
thought
like,
it was
George
the actor.
Lucas, but it's not George Lucas, but it looks like. Sorry guys, we're just gonna react to the McClunky Collider video real quick. It's like it's not George Lucas, but it
Yeah.
looks like
Oh yeah.
So we're just gonna go to the moment where he says McClunky. So good. Okay. And they have Harrison too.
Oh my goodness.
Well, this is special edition. Remember, I made changes to the original Star Wars pictures, things that I was unhappy with.
What were you unhappy?
Well, there were certain things, creatures, and things that never worked. But this was the Han Solo and Greedo scene. I think I finally got it right. The first one, watch this. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
This is what George says.
See that? McClunky. You hear that? McClunky.
McClunky.
Changes it, right? Look. Hey, look. McClunky. Look, there it is.
McClunky.
Remember, you shot first in the original, and I changed it so that he would shoot first,
Oh my
and I
goodness.
shoot at the same time. Now I cleverly put it McClunky, so you don't notice it at all.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. McClunky.
McClunky.
Oh gosh. All right. Anyway, Bulio Gang. All right, so episode 8.
Yes.
Very good episode. It's longer than the others. It's like 10 or 15 minutes longer.
Yeah, it was like almost an hour.
Rubber Bulio mask merch. Maybe we'll see.
Oh.
So how did episode 8 start? I started with them in the
Stormtrooper.
wait.
We started with
Yeah. That was Stormtroopers already on episode 8. Big brain. So then we cut back to them. They try to escape through the sewers. Doesn't work. Blah, blah, blah. Flame Trooper comes in. Pretty badass. Burns them up. And then they get through the sewer. Because they were about to get the E-Web out and everything. It was nice seeing the E-Web again. And we get to learn a little bit more about the Mando. We hear his name.
The name drop in the first
Dinjar.
video.
Dinjarin, yeah.
Dinjarin.
And then...
IG-11.
Oh, IG-11 was a badass. On that
Yes.
speeder
Gosh.
flying through the
Oh
stars.
my god.
Yes.
I was just
Oh my god.
I was like, what?
I
Just
was-
mowing down everyone on that
know.
speeder with Baby Yoda in the front. Like, just does
literally
a
Baby Yoda's
360.
just like sitting in the front, just enjoying the ride. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
fun.
I love that so much.
I am a nurse droid.
Yeah.
I nourished and
And
tasted.
he just like grabs that scout trooper, just.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, just
I love
flying through the
Freaking
town.
badass, man.
But yeah, then the whole place gets burned up. Mando got wounded because he was using the E-Web, right? And then the E-Web blew up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was. And then he's not gonna make it. So they go through, and then he says, "Take the foundling to safety." And I freaked out at that moment because I was like, "Oh, that was his intention." Like, and it all makes sense. Like they built up his foundling past, and then like he's now foundling a foundling. It's beautiful. How did Tyga act IG-11 in that speeder scene? Well, IG-11's not real.
Voice.
The voice is Taika Waititi. Although, no, IG-11 is actually real, I do believe, in some scenes. Like, he is an actual practical thing. And yeah, I love his ending, the whole self-destruct thing, because that was built up in episode 1, which I really liked. But then we get the face reveal of Mandalorian, and I love how they did that cleverly in front of the droid.
Yes, I
'Cause,
was
like-
glad that they did it that way because like the
he's
whole
not a living
series, I'm
thing.
like
I
I
worried
know, I
he's
love
gonna
it. I was
take
like,
off his
oh my
helmet in
gosh,
front
wait,
of
he's not a living
someone.
thing. His face are real.
Yeah.
I know, because remember he said, well, I'm not technically living. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen.
And then the disappointment kicked in.
I'm sorry. Okay, I thought.
She doesn't think that he was hot enough. She expected
Okay, no.
more.
I looked before I even started watching, or like while I was watching like the first couple of episodes. I looked up the actor,
I didn't.
and I was like, okay, maybe whenever they do a face reveal, it'll be fine. And then whenever they were doing face reveal, I was kind of disappointed because I thought it was gonna be like more attractive. But it might have been just because of like the blood everywhere and like the bruises.
Is that not attractive? He's a hard-working
Single
Mandalorian
father.
warrior
A
who's like
single father.
bleeding in battle after saving his friend. Okay. But yeah, everyone's subbed to Mythic now, but y'all already are, so drop a like too. Come on, guys, one more. Y'all have alternate accounts. I know you do.
Literally one more.
But if y'all don't do it, I'll just do it. Fine, I'll do it myself with my alternate account. But no.
I'm lazy.
So yeah, he heals him. They go down to the culvert, and all the Mandalorians are dead, which is kind of like, what? Bruh, I thought they relocated, but apparently not, which was kind of big sad. I didn't like that. Or you liked it? Hey! See, he liked it. He knows what's up.
I didn't.
And now we get 11. What? Bruh. Okay. Thank you. But yeah, the Mandalorians were dead, which was whack. I love how for the blacksmith Mandalorian just beats up all the stormtroopers.
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
and
Okay.
then she started hitting them. I was like,
gosh.
oh, this is the scene where they're gonna break the helmet like they did in the trailer, and then she hits the front of the helmet and just shatters. It's like, yes.
Okay, I love that scene so much.
Yeah, she's just like down on the ground, just they're all
She
surrounding
like
her.
had
They
her
all
legs
left
crossed
already, and
she's
it's just like,
hey, yes, it was so
like
good.
that's who the Mandalorian's married.
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't.
The fact that we're actually talking about that.
I don't
Yeah.
ship that.
I don't.
I ship
at
him
all.
and
I don't
Cara
either.
more, but
Yes.
but no, I really just like that so much.
When she like throws
I
the
was
guy
wondering if she
into
was
like the
gonna die.
melting.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah, I
disappears.
love that.
He gone.
Oh shoot.
But yeah, after that, they're trying to escape the city still, and they go through the lava path, and we get the vibing arch astromech weird thing. That was really beautiful.
Toy Story.
It's like all down
my
in the cold, and it
gosh.
just gets up like, all right. Big WTF moment. I thought the scene would end with the stormtroopers surrounding her, and we just hear blaster fire and show she just died. Yeah, I mean, because they had already left, and then they just start surrounding her. We're like, what are they gonna do with this? And then she's just a complete badass. So,
Yeah.
this was beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where they take her. But
Honestly,
yes, we're almost done. Anyway, I built the gross armed astromech in Lego. Yeah, I saw that. It was kind of beautiful. It's all like made out of General Grievous parts and whatnot. I think it was, but it's accurate. But yeah, they escape the lava place. IG-11 blows himself up. Mando's kind of like, don't do this. I felt like that was a tiny bit forced, but
Yeah.
it was
but
all right.
It was.
IG-11 blows himself up, which I like because it was nice to call back to episode 1. And then, of course, they think they're safe, but they're really not. Moff Gideon flies in on his TIE fighter. And it's fun how they've made these small things feel so threatening. It's like the ATST was super threatening. The one TIE fighter is like, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. But he gets the jetpack from the
That
blacksmith.
was so
which is super cool.
great. And he flied it
yeah.
so well without practice or
Yeah.
like
He
anything.
wasn't really flying that much. He kind of just did one blast and
He's-
then latched on with the string thing.
Yeah, and it said like he said like didn't
Like
he have,
his
a little bit
landing.
of practice with one.
Falling with
Yeah.
style.
His falling and then landing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
need to
that
watch it
landing
again,
was pretty
but
sick though, because like it was like those epic like just
I loved
palms
whenever he
on the
was
ground and then just like
flying
stands up.
behind the TIE fighter and then did one
Yeah.
boost to reach it or whatever. It was like
Yes.
just teleported to it because it wasn't like
Yes.
pulling himself in. It was like the boost from the jetpack. I loved that.
Yeah.
And then of course tries to place the bomb, but it fails the first time. I liked that too, and it blew up in the back, and then placed more because it showed that he really was trying to hold on. Because so much in Star Wars are like we're going fast, but you don't really see that they're going fast. Like in
Yeah.
Episode 3, that buzz droid is shocking R2, and then he kills it, and then the droid like slowly slides off the wing. That droid would be like gone with how
Yeah.
fast they're going. So I liked that. And then of course they crashed the TIE fighter. And as soon as it crashed, I was like, Moff Gideon's not dead. Like,
Yeah. I knew
like
that. I knew
they're,
he
they're not
wasn't
showing the
dead, 'cause
death. It's
Yeah.
crashing in the background. They always do that.
There
They
was
did
no
that in Clone
explosion.
Wars. They did that in Clone Wars whenever the Slave One crashed in the background. And then Aura Singh came back later. It's like, we know. And of course, they have
Freaking
their
dark scene.
whole group splitting up, which I felt was too soon and kind of
Yeah.
rushed. It was like, I know this is the conclusion, but like y'all are being peaceful way too soon. Like there are other Imperial people here, and it's not like sudden peace and fun times. That was kind of forced. It was a good scene, but it was way too soon, way too forced. It was kind of just like, all right, we got to end this now. That's kind of how it felt. And then they kind of just left. But it was really made up for with the ending whenever they just show the TIE fighter and then the dark saber stabs
Oh
on the
my
I was like,
gosh, the dark saber. Okay, I don't get that part just because I haven't
yeah,
seen
she hasn't seen
Clone
Clone Wars.
But-
I explained it to her last night.
Yeah, but I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was, I saw it and I
so
was like,
cool.
it confused me for a second because since I've never seen like Clone Wars.
Yes,
thought-
we'll be there in 5 minutes or less.
Because I thought it was a lightsaber, but I was like, no, that's like, it's not like round. It's like
Yeah.
pointy. So I was like, it's like a sword. But I was like, is it like a flame?
So yeah, that
weird
was
flame
big,
sword?
big hype
That
times.
was really cool.
Welcome,
Oh my
Tiny Film
gosh.
Productions. You're here late.
We're
man.
up to 13 likes.
All right, see you, Mythic. Yeah,
Oh my
we're
God,
actually
I'm
going
done.
to end right about now, guys. But
Yeah.
I feel like that it's a nice setup for season 3. I hope they do more with Moff Gideon's character in season 3.
Season 2.
Season 2. I'm wondering, Hallie has the dark saber and like everything
Yes,
behind
they got it.
that. And I hope the Mandalorian gets the dark
Yeah.
saber. I mean, maybe if he
Oh
doesn't get
my
it, he's got to
gosh,
use it. I
that's
mean,
good.
that would be
That
so
is, man.
cool. But yeah, General Kenobi, Real Lego Man Productions. Everyone slides in at the end. It always happens.
Well, no, he said he's been here.
Who? No, it's just been a while
Oh.
since I've seen him.
Oh, I thought it was like, yeah, I've been here a while. I'm dumb.
But yeah, guys, we're gonna skirt now. So I hope y'all enjoyed the first episode of HTN Roundtable. We will probably convene
Slash rectangle.
again fairly soon to discuss Rise of Skywalker. Probably
I already have my notes.
share the varied opinions on that. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming by today. May the Force be with you all.
We have spoken.
Yep.
No! We have spoken.
We have spoken.
We have spoken. We should end it with that, really.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you ready? All right, we're gonna end it.
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
We have spoken.
spoken.